In class 1, I learned that in a simple description, experience design and management is basically positive psychology applied to business, and also to not settle for anything that doesn't bring you joy. In class number 2, I learned that the happiness formula shows your enduring level of happiness, and it's made out of 3 things: set range, circumstances, and voluntary variables, and our pursuit of happiness is a balance between having a good time and leading a good life. In class number 3, we were told that the 6 virtues are wisdom and knowledge, courage, humanity, justice, temperance, and transcendence. I found out that my strengths are love, personal happiness, family, and work. In lesson number 4, we were taught that gratitude boosts happiness immediately, and to forgive, use reach, which is recall objectively, empathize plausibly, altruistic gift of forgiveness, commit publicly, and hold on to forgiveness. In class number 5, I learned that happy people do go through challenges but show poise and strength as they overcome them, and that savoring occurs as we share moments with others, build memories, self-congratulate, sharpen our perception, absorb, bask, and give thanks. In lesson number 6, I learned that love is a supreme emotion. Positive emotions are subtle, brief, and potentially powerful forces for growth. Preconditions of love include a perception of safety and a connection by eye contact, touch, voice, or body gestures. The biological impacts of love include brain synchronicity and your vagus nerve develops. In class number 7, we talked about flow, and that flow is a state of being completely involved in something for its own sake, finding a balance between a challenging experience that requires a good amount of competence. And I find flow when I'm skiing. In class number 8, I learned that when you have meaning, life becomes significant, life makes sense, and you are driven by a sense of purpose. In lesson number 9, we talked about thriving and learned that thriving individuals rate themselves as very happy, and they believe that they'll be even happier in the next 5 years. Countries thrive when citizens feel well cared for by the government, citizens know their needs will be met, and share a sense of social status equality. In lesson number 10, I learned that reduced intrinsic motivation is shown when someone is given a threat or during competition, and that increased intrinsic motivation is shown when someone has a choice and is sensitively offered non-controlling rewards. And intrinsic motivation is much better because it provides learning, creativity, and problem solving. In class 11, we talked about the self-determination theory, which is a theory of motivation that explains basic psychological needs, and that they are autonomy, competence, and relatedness. In lesson number 12, we were told that the reasons for more busy lives in America include overwork in America, which increases work hours, exacerbating the pace of our lives, and America has more unused vacation days than any other country, which has caused a lot of health problems in America. In class 13, we talked about children have lost a lot of time, and that time has gone to an increased amount of academic preparation, organized sports, media use, childhood obesity, and highly scheduled kids. In class number 14, we learned that technology has positive effects of a connected experience, meets our practical need, and allows us to communicate effectively and easily. In 15, we talked about family rituals. I love this class period. We discussed that family rituals need to have meaning or significance, repeated, and are coordinated. And outcomes of family rituals are predictability, connection, identity, and a way to enact value. In class number 16, we learned that rituals happen between couples, individuals, and community. And evaluating family rituals can show a direct route to discuss the specific rituals, and that rituals are very important to have in between you and your spouse, or individually, or with your family. In class number 17, we talked about that children don't play as much outside anymore because of technology and other distractions. And it's good to encourage children to go outside because nature brings creativity and a sense of peace. In lesson number 18, we learned that experience components include planning, anticipation, travel, experience, and remembering. In class number 19, we learned the difference between an inward mindset, which is viewing others that like they don't matter, and that their needs, objectives, and challenges don't matter to yourself. And then an outward mindset is that others matter like I matter, so their needs, objectives, and challenges matter to me. In class number 20, we discussed the difference between designers versus design thinkers. And designers develop specific skills to design one certain area, And design is just think about designing something better in general. So you don't have to be very artistic. In class 21, we learned that a well-designed life is a life that is generative. It is constantly creative, productive, changing, evolving, and there's always a possibility of surprise. In class number 22, we talked about wayfinding, which is the ancient art of figuring out where you are going when you don't actually know your destination. In 23, we talked about prototyping, and that's all about asking good questions, outing our hidden biases and assumptions, iterating rapidly, and creating momentum for a path we'd like to try out. And then in class 24, our last class, we learned about mentors, and what we want from mentors is advice, counsel, discernment, and a long view and a local view. And you're supposed to ask them, can we talk not so much about what you do, but what you think I should do in my specific situation with your certain skills.